Hello, welcome back. It has been a pretty successful time for this old quarry here. It has very nearly reached bedrock. It's down at level 5. I don't know what it'll do actually when it has to start mining through bedrock, so that'll be interesting. But this is not big enough. We want more. This only took about an hour, so it's time to run it even bigger. That is not a quarry. That is a quarry. 63 by 63. This is the area I've marked out using these landmark things. I first of all did it 64 by 64, but that didn't seem to work, so we've gone 63 by 63. These landmarks are basically a redstone torch with one lapis added in the crafting grid, and you put them down in a square and right click on one of them, and if you've got it correct and they're all lined up, this big grid appears on the ground. It passes through the ground, doesn't seem to mind doing that. So this is my new quarry. It's a large quarry, but the chunks stay loaded, so I can just log off the server and leave this going, and it will carry on gathering blocks. This is where the quarry itself is going to be. I'm just going to move the solar panels and things and pipe it all up. Okay, I'm just going to mention this here because this was a little bit weird, but getting the quarry to actually use the space that I had set out with the landmarks involved actually putting the quarry down right next to the landmark. So I had the landmark on that square there, and if I placed the quarry along here, so it was against the red line which was running along that line there, it would not recognise the landmark's area. It basically drew its own 9 by 9 in the air, just like it does if the last time we did it. But if I placed it right next to the landmark, all the landmarks immediately dropped. But if you look in the chat, it says the quarry will keep 25 chunks loaded. So that means to me, because that one there was only keeping 2 chunks loaded, clearly this is going to be big enough. It's recognised the size. All the landmarks have disappeared. That quarry is now configured to be a 64 by 64. So I've had to move the solar panels a little bit along. I will rewire those, and then we will get this whole quarry powered up and working. Sheep here is just checking out my pipe work, inspecting it, making sure it's all a-okay. Is it good? Do you approve? That's good enough for me. Okay, so here we have it. Pipes everywhere. This is the quarry over here. I keep hurting myself. Oh, it's crazy. This is the quarry. Power's linked up, not switched on yet. I'm getting everything set up. These are the chests from the previous attempt at quarrying, which I need to dispose of somehow, but I'm just leaving them there for now. So the items will come along this big long pipe here, and if I can get myself on the top, they come into the diamond pipe here, and as we know, diamond pipe is for filtering. We have 6 different ways that it can go. Well, green doesn't count because that's the way in. We don't want to send anything back that way, so we won't put anything in the green pipe. I'm not sure exactly how it works with things that don't match any pipe. I'm going to have to look into that before I start this going. This white pipe coming out the top is a void pipe, and this is easy to craft. You just need squid ink and glass and redstone, I think. A void pipe destroys all items that go into it. I'm going to use the void pipe, that's white is it, I guess? Must be grey, for all sand and all cobblestone, because there's going to be too much of that. This is going to be crazy amounts, and also that cracked sand as well, and also dirt, because all of those things are completely useless to me in the sort of quantities I'm going to get from this 64 by 64 quarry. I mean, if a 9 by 9 quarry gave me this much, 64 by 64 is just going to be absolutely insane, and I don't want to have to deal with storing that. So all of that is going off to the void. Then I'm not sure exactly how to sort everything else out. I've got the blue pipe here going to 3 double chests. So that's that one there. It comes down here, goes to these 3 chests. The black pipe goes to just 1 chest. So I guess that's going to be really high value items. So actually, let's set that one in. So the black pipe is going to be diamonds and iridium only. High value items only going to that single chest there. The yellow pipe has 2 output chests. That comes along here and comes down to this chest and this chest. And then the red pipe over there has 3 chests as well. So I'm just going to kind of divide everything else amongst the remaining chests, I guess. So The red pipe can have all the different types of ore, so iron, copper, silver, hate silver, I get way too much of it, lead, tin and gold, they can all go down the red pipe, and then the various different dusts can go down the blue pipe, so that will be redstone, lapis, and then other non-dust type things that we'll probably get a lot of, like I'll put flint and gravel down that one. I think I might find that useful enough to hang on to. What else did I find? Yeah, rubies can go in there, sapphires and apatite and uranium, they can all go in that one. Don't think I've missed anything. Got the redstone, yeah, got the rubies, great. And then we have green, we're not counting, and yellow, these two chests, that can be the default, that can be the everything else. Anything I've not thought of, like when it hits an abandoned mine shaft, it tends to pick up chests and things. I noticed the last one actually picked up some melon seeds from a chest, so that's pretty cool. I now can grow melons. It also picked up some zombie flesh, so a zombie must have died down there while it was mining. So miscellaneous things will go down the yellow, and I'm just going to double check exactly on how filters work so I know that this is going to work how I'm expecting it to. Okay, yeah, I'm happy with that. I believe I've done it correctly. Green will just be the intake pipe, so that is basically ignored. So anything that doesn't match any of these will go down yellow. But we'll find out pretty quickly if I'm wrong. Well, I'm not sure if we will find out if I'm wrong, actually. It might just go horribly wrong and lag the server and crash everything. These pipes, where you split them 3 ways, it will just randomly choose which of these to use. So I'm guessing what we'll actually get is 50% of the stuff will go into this chest, and then 25% will go in here and 25% will go in there, which is not actually exactly what I want. I would rather it split 3 ways, so I may actually do better to break these ones. It's really easy to just break and replace these, and then bring another pipe round here to this one. So it looks a right mess now, but basically what I've done now is I've split it off here in 3 different directions from a single point, and I've got one coming down like that and one coming around. I'll do the same with the one on the other side, and then we'll switch it on. Yeah, I actually forgot to allocate coal to any of these, I've just realised. I think probably I'm going to have more items in this chest than I am in that one, so I'm going to chuck the coal in the red channel along with the ores, because I have a feeling I'll get more actual items of the dust, because obviously, especially with things like redstone, you get a lot of it from every redstone ore that you mine. So hopefully I've done that in a balanced way, and I'm not going to come back and find items all over the floor. We are pretty much ready to go, I think. The only thing left to do is to put my electron tube in here to power up my electrical engine slightly better. Let's see how the MFE is doing. It's 50% powered. It will get enough power to keep the engine going from previous experience. It's generating fairly well. Even though it's actually raining, I'm still getting 80 EU per tick here in the desert. I don't know whether that's because I'm in the desert or because there's no rain here, even though the sky is dark. I don't know. I thought the rain slowed down the rate, but perhaps not. Anyway, let's kick it off and see whether it will actually work. I was thinking it was doing nothing, but it's actually working. There is a little floaty thing floating around, doing floaty stuff. The sheep is very bemused. It's very slow going, this first stage, and all the blocks, incidentally, in this first period of mining are completely destroyed. So you have to be careful not to put anything of value, like your sheep's head, in the line of fire of that laser. So I'm pretty sure there isn't anything of value in the line of fire of the laser, so we will let it run and monitor it from a distance. Okay, this is now a couple of hours later, and it's still going very, very slowly. We have hardly even scraped off the surface here. Extremely slow progress, which is what I expected, and that's fine, because I'm going to just leave it going for a day or two and see what happens. But I have been watching all of this sand and dirt going up the void pipe, and it suddenly made me realise that actually I could be doing something more useful with that than just throwing it away. And that is this, the recycler. If I look at the recipe for that for you, the recycler is basically a compressor, which we've crafted before, very simple to make. And then you add some dirt, some refined iron, and you get this block which turns a small percentage of unwanted items into scrap. And by the way, that is just a graphical glitch. There is definitely a pipe there, it's just a bug in the rendering. Another one here. Quite annoying, actually. Pretty sure it's there. Really hard to tell. There you go. So instead of just voiding all these items, I'm going to connect a pipe coming up from here. I'll obviously leave it as void while I'm setting this up. I'm bringing this stuff, I guess I'll come across. And it's hard to make these pipes not connect. You have to keep them always one block apart. So I'll bring it down, and down here I am going to put this recycler. That is not the recycler. That is not the block I meant to put down. I meant to put down that one. Right, let's have a look at the interface for this. So stuff goes in, power, and stuff comes out. So I'm guessing that means we can probably pipe stuff out the side of it with this sort of pipe, cobblestone pipe once again, and then just bring it into a double chest. That's my guess. Let's see if it works. We need to put it through an LV transformer because it cannot be powered by an MFE. This is a low voltage device, so we will have I guess we'll have a transformer there, rotate it so that the output is on the correct side. Is that the right side for the output? I think that's the high power end. I feel like I ought to check that before I try it out because it's going to explode. Hang on a second. Yes, indeed. The 3 dotted side is the high voltage end. So I'm just going to need a little bit of extra gold cable, unless I can actually connect it. Hang on. When you place it, it puts it with the 3 dotted side facing you. So I think I can probably actually, if I put a block of some kind, I only have the wood right now. If I put a block there and then put this here, yeah, connected nicely. And then I just need to use copper cable. In fact, let's just take that block out from underneath it and make it slightly tidier. Do that. And that to power the recycler. Let's have a look. Yep, it has power. Now let's replace, if I can, the void pipe with a normal cobblestone pipe. Get the void pipe back. And let's see what happens. Oh, the other thing about the recycler is I think it doesn't really keep up with a quarry going at full pace as this one. Well, this one's not quite going at full speed, but it'll be doing pretty close. But you can put these overclocker upgrades in, so I took those out of my macerators. I'm just going to throw them in there to make it run a little bit faster. So we will just wait for these dirt and cobble blocks to find their way down. I know I should probably be using gold pipes. I'm keeping an eye on that creeper over there, taking too much of an interest. I should be using gold pipes to make it run a bit faster, but never mind. I have a feeling this could actually be problematic if it ends up full and things start bouncing back, so I might need to have like a secondary route for that sort of stuff. But at the moment, stuff's just going in and getting processed. Seems to be working. Seems to be able to keep pace with it okay, so we might be fine. I assume, yeah, there we go, we have scrap. Does the scrap come out? No. Whoops. How do we make the scrap leave? Maybe I have got it rotated wrong. Let's try. Oops. Let's try and bring in this wire around like this. In fact, bring the wire around like that. And let's see whether I can. I'm stuck. It might be rotation, or it might be because you actually need to use some sort of an engine to get things out of here. At the moment I've only got that one scrap anyway. Let's bring a pipe out like that. See if that makes any difference. It doesn't seem to. It's still just sitting there. So I might need to use a wooden pipe to get things out of... Whoa! That's so worrying when that happens. You have to be really careful. Yeah, I think I might need to use a wooden pipe to get items out of this, so I will go and get one from the house. I do have to be very careful working with things like this because it always takes out all the torches quite early on, so for a good long period of time you've got plenty of areas where mobs can spawn and ruin your day. Let's have a look first of all and see what's happening. Oh, 9 scrap, we're doing alright. I wasn't away for long either. Just see what that creeper's doing, okay? Nowhere near. Right, let's try a wooden pipe coming out of here, and then if we have a wooden pipe we have to power it with a redstone engine because that is what draws the items out of the machine. So we put a redstone engine like that, give it a lever to switch it on, and that will pump the items out. There we go, now it's working. Great, so that will soon catch up, I think, with the amount of scrap that's in there. Now I can see some items are getting missed. I just picked up some items that had failed to be processed quickly enough. So that could be a problem. They are just going to end up dropping on the ground, which is not ideal. So one option that we can solve this with is an iron pipe. So we can basically make it so that items that... Well, actually, no. I was thinking they were bouncing back and going back up the pipe. But it seems like they're not, they're just dropping. So what we can do is we can just put... It's all very close together now in here. We could just put a pipe coming off like this, and then put our void pipe on the end of... Nope, not like that, because that's going to connect. Oh man, all these wires are too close together. So the pipe is now taking the overflow. Basically anything that can go into the recycler will still go in. Or not. Perhaps not. I still have much to learn. Why is the recycler not taking anything now? Now it's taking it again. That's weird. Okay, I'm just going to live with it dropping the items on the ground for the time being. I am getting a reasonable amount of scrap, so that's good. Scrap is useful in large quantities because... Let's see what it can be done, what you can do. Well, you can burn it, but that's not the main use for it. This is the main use for it. You can craft it in a 3x3 crafting grid into a scrap box. What else can you do? Fertilizer. Yeah. The scrap box can then be used as a fuel again. You don't want to do that. Or it can be crafted sort of basically, I think you just put it in the crafting grid. In fact, let's try this out because I really have no clue what I'm talking about. So if I can get one more, then we can do this twice. There we go. Okay, so let's pocket crafting and take a look to see what happens if I craft a couple of scrap boxes. Oops, I fail at counting. Okay, and then I think what we do is we just... Nope. What do we do with a scrap box? Do you just... I think you maybe right-click it or something? Hey, we got something. Don't know what it is. Ooh, we got something else. So we got some aluminium dust and an apple. Randomly came out of cobblestone. That's amazing. Getting some coal now. This is good. So, yeah, it's working quite well. We are recycling stuff. I will probably look into automating the scrap process. I think that's going to be the next step. But I'm happy with how this is going. We are getting a few items. In here we seem to have picked up some sandstone, which I probably should have channeled in the same direction as the scrap. We've got some seeds as well and some torches. So this was just from the surface clearing phase. More of the same in there. That one is for the diamonds. Don't expect to see anything in there for a while. And over here these ones are going to be for the ores and the gravel. And it's picked up some gravel and flint. Basically vaguely useful stuff goes in there. So yeah, seems to be working. We haven't yet gone more than one block down, so The theory will be what happens when we come in tomorrow and how it looks then. But yeah, I'm happy with it. Okay, let's look into how we can do some automated crafting and get some stuff out of this scrap now. Okay, this is how it works. I think I've got it all figured out. We make ourselves an auto crafting table, or an automatic crafting table, which is just basically that. Normal crafting table with 4 wood gears, so very cheap. This is a very handy item in the game anyway. I've already got one in there. It's basically a crafting table which keeps its inventory, so if you put something on there, then it stays on there, which is actually really handy for just general use as a crafting table anyway. But the nice thing about the auto crafting side of it is if we grab a few of these and give this thing a recipe, which is the one for a scrap box, so all of that, we just leave that recipe on there, and now we use a redstone engine and a wooden pipe, because a wooden pipe is the only type of pipe that can draw items out of a chest. So if I set up a wooden pipe, that's the wrong direction, isn't it? I think it has to be a wooden pipe though. How do I make it? Maybe again this is somewhere that we don't need to have. Oh no, there we go. Now it's the right way round. I guess if I put the chest back, we'll be okay. Yeah. And then again we have to power it with a redstone engine. So I will put it... Actually, I'd like to put it there. I've come out here without any kind of a pickaxe, so I'm standing here punching dirt blocks, which is slightly annoying. Put the redstone engine over there, and power it up with a lever. This is so annoying. I think that I could have powered the one next to it, but let's keep it tidy. There we go. Now I believe what this will do is it will automatically take the items from the chest. There we go, it took 9. And it will craft the scrap boxes, and out they go on the other side. So we have a nice little bit of automation going on here for making something out of nothing. And we are going to get quite a lot of stuff actually. I think I would expect to get a reasonable amount of scrap boxes, because the vast majority of what this quarry is going to mine is going to be cobblestone and dirt and sand and stuff like that. And that is all going to get turned into scrap, and even just in these brief few minutes it's been running, I've already got 3 scrap boxes. It's like playing the lottery. What will we get? Ooh, grass. Nice. That actually could be useful. What will we get? Soul sand. And let's roll again. Netherrack. I guess if they're particularly useless things, you could probably set up a system to feed them back in again. I suppose the next question I need to think about is how to automatically do the scrap box opening. I don't know whether, because it didn't appear that you could do that through the crafting inventory. It didn't seem like that was possible, so that's something else to look into. But I'm going to leave this quarry going for now and just see how it progresses. Okay, that is a pretty ugly machine, it has to be said. I have not done a great job of hiding the wires or the pipes or anything, but it's working okay. I think I could use it not collecting enormous amounts of sandstone actually. I don't really expect to be needing that anytime soon, so I might actually just update that filter, send sandstone off to be recycled as well. Oh man, it's so hard to remember not to click with certain items. Let's just add sandstone to the grey filter there so it gets sent off along with all those other items from now on, because I don't really need it. The recycler is working. I figured out that the only way to convert these scrap boxes into whatever they may contain is either to manually right click them or to have them fed into a dispenser, and then you can fire them out of the dispenser, which you could do with a redstone clock or whatever. And then I think there's another type of pipe, which may be an obsidian pipe, I'm not sure, that can pick up items off the ground, but it's just a bit messy for me. I don't like having things thrown on the ground and then picked up again, so I am just going to leave it as a fun box to magically, woo, a feather, magically create items from, and I am seriously lagging now. I can't even pick that feather up, wow. Ooh, I don't even know what that is. The suspense is killing me. This is ridiculous. A single-use battery. Crazy. And some of that, and one of those. It's alright. I can wait, Minecraft. Thank you. So, the quarry is going to quarry away for the foreseeable future, providing a pleasant home for the skeletons and zombies of the world, and hopefully when it drops down below this water level it will flood with water anyway, so mob spawning is not going to be an issue for the long term. And again, the same applies to lava. The water will help obsidianize it. So the giant quarry will be left to run now for a couple of days perhaps, and we will come back and see what progress has been made. I hope we might get 1 or 2 diamonds in this area. I'm expecting to get a lot of diamonds, but I don't want to get too excited. We will just have to wait and see. Anyway, that'll do for today, I think. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you have enjoyed today's video, and I will speak to you next time.